was spotting me, and dude, I did too many reps, and I got off the machine and I sat down and got back up. It's like, ooh, did something to my back.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
I'll be okay.
Are
Oh
you using
no.
oils?
Oh yeah, I've been doing Deep Blue, um, Aroma Touch, Past Tense.
Oh my
Have you
God.
guys used
Yeah.
Past
Okay,
Tense
bro.
on
That's an OG oil right
muscular
there.
pain before? It's insane. Birch oil,
Mm-hmm.
frankincense, helichrysum. What? Frankincense and
Yeah.
copaiba.
I've been using my Deep Blue stick like every
Yeah.
day, usually
Yeah.
like afternoon this past week. It's not like there's a kink in my back. I just am constantly popping it because it just doesn't feel
Mm,
perfect. Um, I haven't
yeah. I
been
do
like
recommend it.
resistance weight training in like 2 months, like the conventional gym machine workouts and stuff. So I
You
think
have
my
been or
body,
haven't been?
huh?
You have been or haven't been
I
doing
haven't
those
been
lately?
in 2 months. I
Oh.
I quit my gym membership
Oh,
and
really?
went to all outdoor workouts. And yeah, everything at home, functional training. I have a gym in my garage, but not like actual machines. And I think my body's just getting used to like this version of living because I've done
Yeah.
bodybuilding for the past 5, 6 years now. It's like all
Wow.
my body knows how to do. And it's like then I can't like if I go do regular stuff, I can't run, I can't swim, I can't like bike or cycle or like go on long hikes. I
Mm,
like break down. Like I can't do it. I'm like, I don't want to be that person. And yeah, beginning
Yeah.
of the year was like athleticism is what I want. So I had
True.
to give that up. So I'm not doing the same thing that got me what I had before. So I was like, let's just cold turkey and like let that life go.
which
That's so
course?
cool. It's gonna be so much better though.
Yeah,
Definitely in the
yeah,
long run.
Yeah. You'll have just more, you'll be like a hybrid athlete. You can do it
yeah,
Yeah,
all.
literally.
yeah.
Calisthenics I feel like is gonna get really popular.
Again, it
Like
had a wave
I've
back
been
in like
seeing a bunch of
2018.
people post about it.
Yeah.
And
Hey, I just got a calisthenics. I mean, this is technically, well, I don't know if this is calisthenics, but I just got this today. I'm not doing weights either. I'm doing all summer. I just picked up this today.
oh,
Oh,
nice,
cool.
dude.
It's got, I can do abs right there. I can do
Uh-huh.
push-ups. I can do
Dips.
pull-ups right there. I got a battle rope right there. I got a
Sweet.
mat. Where's my mat? I got a mat right here. So I
Just
can
like,
do like push-ups and sit-ups and stuff. This is really all I need. I think I might get a kettlebell and maybe one or two dumbbells. But
yeah.
I'm like, I honestly love these exercises way more, and I always feel way better after. And it's like you can lift all the weights, but I did that for a while, but not being able to have good proper like pull up form or even being able to do lots of pull ups
Yeah.
after
Mhm.
lifting a lot of weight, it's like what? I've been
I
working out
know.
forever, but
I
It's
know.
you
weird.
have to like I don't know body weight exercise. I feel like is just so much better because now
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
really lock in at my pull ups and get really good. It's like
Hmm.
it's gonna be real nice.
Yeah.
You're
My
gonna get good at them
inspiration.
fast too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My inspiration to get in the gym was friends who were doing like L sits and planches and like the crosses on the rings where they're holding the rings
Yeah.
Oh
inside
my
the
gosh,
body.
the
And
strength,
they would do like this and just their body on rings. And that's
dude.
how I got into training because I was like, I want to be strong like you guys. But I went into bodybuilding and still wasn't able to do any of that. So like,
Yeah, no,
get
it's
back
totally
to the
different type of
beginning.
strength.
Let's get back to the integrity of the inspiration and just start from scratch again.
It's so real.
Yeah. And
Wow. Hey, real quick before I go on, I'm curious how everybody else is doing, but Frankie, how is your business doing, bro? What's the latest?
Dude, thanks
You
for asking. Oh, go ahead.
oh, Michael, you're cutting out. We lost you.
Oh, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. What'd you say?
I just didn't want to cut you off. I think I cut you off. You were gonna say something else.
No, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. I was curious to just how your business is.
It's been going great. It's a bummer though because my back. I sprained my back, so I'm gonna be out for the count as far as lifting things goes, which I do junk removal, so I got to lift things a lot.
Yeah.
For like the next 6 or 8 weeks, it just kind of depends on how I'm feeling. I'm on week
Oh,
two.
wow.
It's still pretty sore.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I kind of learned my lesson. So Gemma, I think I'm gonna be doing, and Michael, I think I'm gonna be doing the calisthenic work too. I'm gonna hop on the train.
Wow.
But yeah, as far as the
Wow.
business, I'm getting more calls. I got a I upgraded my car to a truck, and my smaller trailer, I got a bigger trailer
Nice.
that dumps, and so I can fit way more stuff now. I've been taking on new opportunities, so I do deliveries for the local nursery, like their bulk material, like topsoil, gravel, and customers will call me, and I just go and pick it up and dump it on their driveway. And just
Come
finding
on.
other little niche things I can do. I just picked up a lawnmower, like a riding lawnmower for a lady. That was fun. But yeah, I'm just
Come
like
on.
expanding my horizons there a little bit. It's been really fun. Yeah,
Dude, so
it's a good
good.
season.
That's so cool. And remind me, what part of Boise are you in?
Meridian. So it's like
Meridian.
15 minutes, 20 minutes away from Boise.
How far is that from Eagle?
Same thing, like 15 minutes, 10 minutes.
Which direction though? Like,
Meridian is south of Eagle.
I see. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
And then
Dude,
Boise
nice.
is west of Meridian, I think, or east.
Nice. Let's go, bro.
Yeah.
I was just curious. We have some
Yeah.
exciting news.
Do you
for
want to share
everybody.
right now?
I'll share it.
Yes,
We ha-
sure.
Thanks for asking, Michael. I appreciate that, man.
Hey, of course, bro. Well,
Oh, good
I
to
was
hear.
curious because of this, but also other reasons. Um, but we have officially booked the retreat for Wellness
Ooh,
Mavericks,
Guys,
and we know where we're going.
dude,
This is
where are we
exciting.
going?
We're going. Frankie, you might be familiar. Fairfield, Idaho.
Fairfield, Idaho. I feel like I know where that is, but I don't. Let me look it up.
Right.
It's about an hour and a half outside of Boise.
East of Boise.
And can we? I don't know if we can screen share. I'll just show you my laptop right now. Probably could have
Yeah,
planned
yeah,
this
yeah.
a little better. But y'all want to see a picture of the?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's a
dude.
fortress. So this is July 18th to 22nd. We would love for everyone. I think most people on here are going. Hopefully, you guys, everyone's going on here. But
Yes, please.
this is so. There's a river going to the back side of it. I don't know if y'all will be able to see that, all right? But this is the front end of
Bro,
it.
what?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it's so sick.
Can you
You
see
can
that?
see like the mountains in the back. It's literally the backyard has a river.
That's gonna be crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
More pictures to come, but there's a river like creek that goes to the back. It's actually pretty sick. Let me show you another picture. Let me show you another angle.
That's so cool.
But yeah, if
You gotta
if
send us
y'all
a
are free,
link.
mark your calendars. July 18th to 22nd, Friday night to that Tuesday morning. It's gonna be super fun. Gemma and I finished the itinerary of the schedule today of like what things will look like.
We are gonna have conversations by that fire.
Oh, for
Yeah, look,
sure.
here's the overview.
That
Here's
is
the
gonna be
top
so
view.
nice.
It's right on a river.
That's so-
Whoa, dude, that's like an estate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
That is
crazy. Hold on.
nice.
Look,
But
there's
it's
all the fire.
totally
There's a
immersed
bunch
in nature. Yeah, the fire pit.
Oh, dude, yeah, what a perfect location out in the middle
fire.
of
We
the
got lots of
woods.
firewood.
Good.
Wow.
I got a bunch too I can bring.
Come
Yes.
on.
Oh my gosh.
So here's the picture I wanted to show. Well, here's one. They're just too good not to show all of them. But
The
Dude, you
hammock.
gotta send the link to the family to the
yeah, no, we're
family
gonna get all the
group
Yeah,
pictures.
we
Oh, here's
got-
the best. This is the best shot. This is the best shot for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
That place is crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick. So, anywho, Noah, Frankie, everyone else knows about it already, but you two are the only other ones on. July 18th, 22nd. We need you there.
Dude,
But
I'm there.
logistics will be coming out soon. For you, Frankie, it's super easy.
Home field, bro. An hour away. It's great.
No, literally, Noah, for you and for most other people, if you're not hitching a ride with Texas people, you would fly into Boise and then we'll pick everybody up from the airport and then we will drive in to the crib. So, anywho, there's gonna be a lot more details on Instagram in the group chat with like what is happening every day. But yeah, it's exciting. So
Dude, population 489.
I know we're gonna be
This is
out there.
tiny, dude. This is great.
Yeah, we're like really out there. There's like
Yeah.
there's gonna be some really fun events. So we'll share more soon. But for now, if y'all are interested, mark those dates, and then details will come out this next week or two, as far as like specifics, what you'll be getting, during the retreat and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's go.
Dude, I'm
Come
so
on.
stoked. Thanks for planning
Noah.
this, guys.
It's
Yeah, of course.
so good.
Noah, how are you, bro?
Bro, I've been good, dog. I'm excited about this retreat, man. You got me hyped up right now, dude.
Come on.
Yeah.
Dude, I
Bro,
can't,
it's
bro.
only
I can't
May.
wait to
It's
see
only
everybody. I'm
May.
actually so excited.
Yes. Yes.
No,
Oh,
I'm so
Alex is
excited.
joining. We haven't seen him in a minute.
No way.
Yeah.
Alexio.
bro, is this Alex?
Yo.
Hey.
Oh,
Bro, how you
Uh,
been?
huh?
what's
How
up,
you been,
baby?
bro?
Dude, I've been beautiful, alive, and blessed.
Bro, I got run club right
Uh,
now?
yeah, there's a big event coming up, so I'm setting that up.
Nice.
Come
But
on,
I have
bro.
time. I got time. We changed the time to 7:30, so
Oh, let's
gives me
go.
more time. Yeah. That's
Bro, check it out. You
What
just
happened?
missed it, but we just booked the retreat July 18th to 22nd. Check it out.
dude, so sick. Sheesh. July 18th.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
The 22nd. Yeah.
All right. I can't wait for that. Send me the deets.
We'll
Yeah.
get you the details. Don't worry. Gemma, if you have room in your car, Gemma, you might be picking up some people on the way.
Yeah. I hope we have a caravan from Texas. That'll be such a fun road trip.
That'd
I
be
bought
so fun.
I bought a car. It's a Ford Explorer.
What
It's
what
gonna be
happened
my
to your
truck.
other? Didn't you
I
buy something
I
else?
No, yeah, I still have that car, the Nissan, not the Nissan, the what's it called? Damn, 2025 Toyota Corolla. I still have that, but I bought this car because I want to travel in it. So I was gonna do a paint job on the outside and then fix up the windows in the back seat. But it's pretty spacious.
Come on, bro. Let's go.
Hey, maybe we have two
Yeah.
weeks.
Yep.
Let's go.
Okay. I'm excited.
All right.
I'm so ready to have like in-person experiences with everyone. Apply
It's gonna be so
the,
fun.
all of the hacks, all of the meals shared together, just time and community in person, have great conversations and hug each other afterwards. Like it's
Yes.
good.
Literally.
So good.
Well, everyone, thanks for coming. That was a long intro, but we are Wellness Mavericks. We're young and we love learning and whatnot. Gemma's gonna really bring down some real good knowledge today, masculine and feminine expression and whatnot. And then I have a couple things, not much. Gemma's has a lot more than I do, but we're gonna go over this. This is a really interesting topic, and we're really excited to go over it. So thanks for joining, everybody. And yeah, go ahead, Gemma.
Oh, thank you. Wow. Hand me the mic right away.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to talk about feminine and masculine energetics. It may be far out there for you. And so if it's too much, literally just unmute yourself and be like, okay, wait, rewind, clarify. Okay. Or hold your questions to the end if you feel like it. I'm going to start with this is coming from inspiration from last week when Jacob jumped on and was like, I can hug a guy or have these physical affection moments because I'm securely masculine and I can have that vulnerability because I don't have that insecurity of being perceived in the wrong way. And I'm like, we need to talk about this because maybe it went over someone's head, but the gold of having secure people around you, divinely feminine and divinely masculine individuals around you who are balanced, can bring the opposite out in another person. So this is why I think dynamics like everybody who joins this call works so well because we're all on a certain wavelength of accelerating our bodies and our minds, and we want to have strong relationships. In order to do that, you need to develop yourself. And understanding what needs to be developed is goes right alongside understanding where are you at in your healed versus wounded dynamics in your body, in your mind, in your soul from your childhood, how you were raised by the examples that you were given from your parents or the men and women around you that held influential roles. So first and foremost, I'm going to talk about the vision and the form that comes before all things. Okay, this is going to be kind of like a creation story, but we're going to break down the energy of it. So we need to understand vision and form. It exists and why words such as this exist and can be understood by us humans. If it can be understood, it can be manipulated and evolved by our minds and our reality. Vision is the essence of feminine energy. Okay, so everything you can perceive with your eyes is feminine energy. The desire, the dream, the energy behind all of creation, the breath of life and the soul. So the soul within your human body. That is feminine energy. She is one who sees a time of need and prepares proactively. If any of you guys are believers or read the scriptures, the Bible, if you read about the concept of wisdom, that's what it is. Wisdom is feminine energy. And so is the Proverbs 31 woman, is the woman deeply divinely in her feminine energy. If you guys understand those concepts or have read the stories, it is just, I think there are many cultures who have beautiful stories of feminine and masculine and examples. But that's the one that I love. I love to refer to. She nourishes the family with whole meals, nurturing with touch, guidance of investments, multiplying the profits and growing the wealth from the overflow of finances in the home. Okay, so she's not doing the basic provisions, she's doing the overflow management. Form is the material realm, the domain of the masculine. Reality, stone, law and order, discipline. Masculine is the money that comes into the home, provides the home, the food, the clothing. Masculine provides the container for the female or the feminine. The house in which you dwell, the material plane, so every physical thing that you see in your reality is energetically masculine. That is the form of the idea, okay? The material plane where the dream becomes reality. Okay, so the dream is the feminine, the reality is the masculine. This energetic exists within each of us, in every human, in every relationship, in every home. These have been constant themes that pervade every religion, belief, and culture. Wisdom consulted the creator in Bible's story of creation. So God called wisdom over and was like, hey, help me dream up this beautiful country, this beautiful land, this beautiful earth, this universe, and let's inspire reality. And she inspired reality. She inspired every beautiful thing. In the story of creation, Eastern religion holds to the yin, feminine essence, and yang, masculine essence. So that's their description of masculine and feminine. And that can be understood in many, many writings and throughout history. There's always going to be an essence that trickles through of this culture explains it this way, this culture explains it this way. I love the way that Eastern cultures explain it because they also tie it into concepts of health and healing your body. There are certain things, illnesses in the body that are from a wounded or overflowing masculine or a wounded or overcompensating feminine, and they can break it down to that energetic. It's fascinating. But that's a skill that's passed down from generation to generation. Yeah, Eastern cultures are very fascinating. So both holds within them a dot of the opposite. So if you ever seen the yin yang circle, right? There's a dot of the black and the dot of the white and the opposites, right? They hold a little bit of each other within them because one does not exist without the other. They can arch into the depth of their design when the opposite is doing the same, but they will always hold a little bit of each other in that dynamic. So if you look at a beautiful relationship, the woman or the female are like a beautiful marriage partnership. The female is able to occupy the home and provide and nourish the family, blah, blah, blah. The man is able to provide the home, provide the nourishment or the provision and the resources for the family. But the man still has inspiration in the things that he does to go get that money, to go get the resources. The woman still follows a disciplined routine. She still follows order and construct. There are still rules that she abides by. So even though she is in the beauty of her feminine energy, she is still at the core of it. She has structure and rules to follow, which is masculine. Okay. Hope that makes sense to you guys. Yeah, awesome. Okay. We can definitely all connect to the story of wounded feminine and wounded masculine. I'm going to share a little bit of what that looks like and feels like. When the masculine or males around you fall short of their responsibility to provide a home and security for the women or the family. or when the women act in deliberate destruction to the provisions of the home and the structures and rules of the space in which they dwell. Betrayal of the other causes a compensation. Okay, so when you betray one part of the circle or of that perfect balance of the yin yang, the other one has to compensate. And so it's doing so, say the masculine shrinks, the feminine has to overcompensate. So it's going to make it act in a more wounded way than it should be able to sustain, or the opposite with the masculine overcompensating when the feminine acts out of turn. Betrayal of the other causes compensation, causing a wound, a consequential domino effect that can absolutely spiral. And I know every single one of us has seen this in one way or another, whether it's in our family, in our personal relationships, personal experiences. You could even experience it within yourself. This is what I really want to nail home today, is that this balance doesn't just exist in the world around you or in relationships. It's not just relationships. It's actually you. And you're the one who attracts the opposite that creates the experience of good or uncomfortable and bad and compensation, that spiraling domino effect. For me, it was through hearing a few parallels and analogies that caused my wheels to turn and things started to click. I could analyze the world around me and within me, taking deeper ownership of my wounds that contributed to the experience of people around me, my close relationships. So without diving too far deep into this conversation of energy balance, I want to reinstate that you function as a whole ecosystem. Okay, so we're going to just bring this back to the picture of the human being. If one part of you is hurting or suffering or out of alignment, the rest will struggle to compensate until the scales are balanced. So I said earlier that I found analogies and ways to read about this. Like, I don't know if you guys can see, but up at the top of my wall, I have this clear board, and I have feminine force and masculine force. One side says those things, the other side says the other thing. So one side says masculine, one side says feminine. And they're all characteristics of feminine and masculine. And so when I was just learning to grasp these concepts, I wrote out like actual things. Can you guys hear me when I turn away? Okay, I'm going to read a couple things on there. Feminine force, integrity, purity, poise, depth, expanse, endless, infinite, inspiration, truth. It can be chaos or storm. Feminine is spirit, sensation, intuition, pleasure. Okay, so these are characteristics of the feminine. Masculine, consistency, stone, a holding place, a stronghold, safety, security, protection, provision, insurance, power, reality, logic, order, ego, and pride. These are all things that characterize the masculine. So when I was trying to wrap my head around this, when I heard it for the first time, I was like, give me every word that describes this, because it's you're breaking down the reality into microscopic pieces, just trying to make sense of it. It's something that I've ran my life by for a while, and it's really cool to see how it's changed actually my relationship, being able to attract a healthy partner into my life. He even says that we manifested each other because we got into a position of owning. Yeah, I can totally send that list, but ownership in ourselves, and knowing the kind of female I want to be in a relationship and the kind of man he wanted to be in a relationship. But even remove the relationship part, I understood the kind of woman I wanted to be. And with or without a man, I was going to operate that way. And that ultimately attracted the ideal partner for me to exist in life and continue to create. Because then now I'm deepening that feeling of like I'm remaining connected and rooted in that concept of the woman I want to be in the balanced divine feminine. Go ahead.
Let me add something real quick.
Yeah.
Because that's really good, just to piggy off that. It is true that polarity is really important. Polarity is a key word when it comes to all this. If that's like one word you can remember, polarity, that's what always helps me remember. But it's true, there needs to be polarity. It's how we're wired. You've got testosterone, you've got estrogen, you've got all these different things right? There needs to be polarity. Like it really is chemistry at the end of the day. And if you have two opposites, a really masculine and really feminine, they're gonna attract. Like that's how it's supposed to be. But if you have like a girl who's really feminine and you have a guy that might be a little feminine, you know, things start to get a little interesting, you know, and that's just in a relationship sense. But if the, you know, where the girl's having to step up and do more masculine things, she can't really be in her feminine, right? But like it could be the other way around too. There could be a masculine guy and the girl could be really masculine. And so guy's just trying to be in his like direction, in his purpose, you know, and she could be leaning into him trying to, you know, um, kind of live into that purpose and direction too, rather than like a flow and kind of a free spirit energy. And it causes friction too. So that polarity, just to summarize what Gemma was saying, that polarity is really important. And it's true. Like you really do attract the opposite, you know, because a true masculine man doesn't want to be with a masculine woman. It's
Yeah.
just it's just true.
Yeah.
And a true feminine woman doesn't want to be with a feminine guy. She wants to be with a masculine man. You know, it's just true, you know? And so she is right about attracting that. You know, it's what happens because you can feel it. It's like, wow, you know, there's that essence. They call it a feminine essence or even a masculine essence, you know. So anyhow, those are my thoughts.
The words essence actually come exactly from that yin yang comparison.
Oh, really?
Feminine essence, masculine essence. Because they're not talking about anything reality. They're just breaking down the energetic. And I think it's a very Western concept to actually split the two and say male, female. It's a Western concept to separate the two. They don't exist without each other. Yeah, it is just very much a Western concept of like the woman can exist without the man can exist without the woman. That's why we need to separate them and make them two different concepts. But they are essences of each other. They can't exist without the other. Yeah, anyways, very beautiful connection. You kind of grounded the idea. But I'm going to bring you guys a couple analogies, couple parallels. This is what helped me begin to understand, how do I look at this idea? How do I see this in the world around me? So that a parallel I love to make is the feminine being water poured into a masculine vessel. But in this situation, it'll be a broken, porous vase. The water then creates chaos, the vase not providing sustained boundaries, sufficient space, safety, standard, and order for the water to fill. The water spills and makes a mess. So the feminine is formless and it can become chaos without the right structure to fill. Okay. It spills and makes a mess. In contrast, if the same water is poured into a stable and solid, steady based vase, no cracks, no pores in the vessel to cause leakage, then there will be no pores to cause leakage and the water is sustained, it's held. The desire of the vessel, a masculine whole vessel, is to hold water. That's what it's designed for, okay? To be poured out, if it needs to be, with intention, to overflow from the abundance within the vase, okay? Perhaps even to nourish the ecosystem within and around it. With the beauty this vase can sustain, and the water can do this because it is provided for and can shine with purpose, being held in its essence. So this goes into another concept of when you are held in that space for a female, or the man holds in the space for the female, we begin to understand what our true purpose is for the other. We get to understand our purpose in life and in general, like what are we building, what are creating, the vision, blah, blah, blah. But then when you are able to sustain the beauty and the growth of another person, to overflow with abundance into the world that you're creating, you find even deeper purpose. And just that, it just keeps going deeper and deeper. And because this exists within every human being, when you create that healthy connection within yourself, I became securely feminine. You became securely masculine. You're able to heal yourself. You take responsibility for yourself and connect with another opposite. So me as a female connecting with the male, we are creating byproducts in the world around us of healed energy. We're not going to be creating more examples of wounded energy, because every child that comes from a union of something wounded will become wounded. There is no 2 + 2 equals, or 1.5 + 2 equals 4. It's only 2 + 2 = 4. You can't create something whole from a broken cycle. So that child now has to take responsibility for the healing themselves. Yeah. And this is what I speak of when I say to heal from within. A lot of just what I share with my clients, the girls around me, community, is always heal from within. You take the responsibility and you do it yourself. It's a healing process of boundaries, rules, discipline, a refined building process that honors oh my gosh, sorry. That honors the intent of the soul. So like you clarified your intent, I want to heal. Every single thing that you do from there on out is sustaining healing, because you became clear on your vision, clear on your purpose. The desire you have to live as a whole, complete being. You are the vase and you are the water. You get to experience both. And then you get to experience that outside of yourself once that's sustained. You have a chance to rebuild your vase, to sustain the vision of your soul, to heal and make whole the desire of your heart, your internal flame, by careful, intentional pouring of your energy into people and places and practices that rebuilds the vessel of your body, of your mind, that rebuild those vessels. You are creating the healed, whole masculine through your actions, the meals you create, the people you entertain, the words you use, the life, your life and your home and your relationships will reflect the stability and the strength of the vase. How can you build a house without a vision, without having an idea of what you want? You can't move forward without having a plan. So that's what I wanted to share.
So good. I actually have quite a bit of thoughts here. That was really good. Thank you. I like that analogy, the water, the vase.
Yeah.
I've never heard that, but it makes perfect sense. I almost thought for another expression, if the man is the vase and the woman is the water, another way it could go is the man could be a nice vase with no cracks, but a masculine woman could be like ice that won't melt,
Exactly.
trying to go in, and it's not filling every crevice. It's like,
That's tough.
you know,
That's
you know
tough,
what I mean?
Mike.
That's what I
That's
instantly thought
tough.
of. I was like,
Yeah.
that's kind of another way you could look at it. But
Exactly. So good. She took the
I
form
like
of
that.
something that she can't fit into.
Yeah, exactly. So I have a couple of things that I'm going to read off from this book I read a long time ago that's changed my perspective. And I think a lot of guys, if not all guys, should read this book. It's not like girls can't read it, but it is made for guys. It's called The Way of the Superior Man. It's a pretty intense read, and you kind of have to like pick up what you want to keep from it and leave the other stuff. It's really intense, but I learned so much from that book, and truly it's changed who I am for all the good reasons. But these are some bullet points I have from it. First one, which I already said, is polarity creates passion. So with polarity, that's when everything can come together. It's really beautiful. It really is. We already talked about opposites attract. That's that chemistry. So I'm just going to kind of like summarize pretty much everything that Gemma said, is essentially, because she kind of hit everything. But the masculine is presence, direction, and stability. Feminine is flow, emotion, and radiance. And they are magnetically drawn to each other. When both partners become too similar, passion often fades. Right? So if there's too feminine or too masculine, there's no passion, there's no polarity. There needs to be that polarity. It's how we're made. So masculine energy is about seeking purpose and direction. Masculine seeks clarity, stillness, and freedom. It thrives on goals, problem solving, and consciousness. A masculine partner offers stability, or not often. A masculine partner offers stability and presence to the relationship. So like for guys, that is that stability. Feminine, on the other hand, is about flow and expression. The feminine seeks connection, love, and aliveness. It values spontaneity, emotional expression, and beauty. A feminine partner brings movement, creativity, and depth of feeling. So it's like totally two different things, but together they're beautiful. And then here's something really interesting. Both energies, kind of like what Gemma said, both energies exist in every person. Like we all have masculine and feminine traits. Every person must learn, it says here, every person must learn to balance these as an internal first. Men may lead masculine, women feminine, or vice versa, but healthy individuals can access both as needed. Emotional intelligence for the feminine and decisiveness masculine are both essential, right? Because there is a time and a place where you need to have emotional intelligence and decisiveness. Doesn't matter if you're a woman or a male. Those are both very important things. So being able to access either of them is important, but still leaning into your prominent. And then it talks about polarity being a choice. It's not a fixed role, it's a choice, right? And I think there are some things that we're born into. Like as a man and then as a woman, there's certain things you're just naturally born into. But there is some conscious efforts that have to be made. And I've even had to make some myself. And I'll give you an example at the end of something funny that a lot of guys do that I used to do that you would think is like not a big deal, but it kind of is. Polarity is a choice. It's not a fixed role. You can consciously cultivate polarity to enhance intimacy. Feminine can soften to receive. Masculine can strengthen to lead. And then obviously in some modern relationships with a lot of things changing, roles can shift, based on situations or on moments or even in long-term settings. But right now we're talking about more traditional. Presence versus emotion. Masculine energy grounds chaos with presence, and feminine energy expands presence with emotion. Instead of fixing on your partner's feelings, hold space and listen. And then that was for the man. And then for the woman, it says, instead of overwhelming with unregulated emotion, express with awareness, feminine wisdom. And so it's like you can do it together. There's a certain type of emotional intelligence, right? And self-control that comes with both. And it talks about balance too. True balance doesn't mean being equal in all things. It means honoring and integrating both energies. Sometimes masculine energy is needed, sometimes feminine surrender. In relationships, balance is dynamic, not static. And then also Gemma said this, but healing comes through integration. Suppressing either energy causes imbalance. Men denying emotions equals burnout and disconnection. Women denying power and direction equals resentment and anxiety. Masculine leads with presence, feminine leads with heart. Leadership isn't dominance, it's a conscious energy direction. Yeah. Masculine leads by grounding, listening, guiding. Feminine leads by inspiring, inviting, and feeling deeply. Which is really cool. There's so much to learn from all of that. I know that's a lot, but if you want to dig more into that book is really good. You have to take everything with a grain of salt, like I said, but
Girls,
an example,
a really easy read is a book called, I'll share it in the chat. It's a book called Entering Her Vortex. It's also a great one for couples to read, but I read it by myself and then I started sharing it with my friends and their lives turned around. But it's a very short read. I read it in a day, but that's a good one for
That's
girls.
Sweet. That's really cool.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah.
You said a quote. I just want to make sure I got it right because it really stuck out. Feminine has softness to blank. I couldn't remember what was it. Heal.
How long ago did I say that? Was that like a minute ago or is that like longer?
Masculine has strength to lead. This was probably 2 minutes ago. Like 2 minutes ago. I can go back and listen to this recording too.
No. I got it. You said what was the first part? Masculine leading.
Feminine has softness to blink. Yeah.
Masculine. What is it? Wait, what does the masculine say? It said it leads with what?
Strength
Masculine
to
leads with
lead.
presence or a different thing?
No, it was further back than that.
Okay,
Strength.
here we go. I'm gonna find it. Hold on.
I have a
The way you
good
said it was really good.
I have a good story example after this.
Okay. You said I said the word soft.
I think.
I have the word. I have it here. Feminine can soften to receive. Masculine can
Yes, there it
strengthen
is.
to lead.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. Yep.
Um, and then real quick,
Very
before you go, Gemma. So one thing that I used to think, as a guy, you know, I think I learned this. I learned this when I read this book. But as a guy, sometimes you think like when you're with a woman or like when you're on about, you just want to like you want to make everything comfortable for her. And so like something I used to do, is I'd be like, you know, she would say like, "What do you want to do?" And I don't care. Like it's up to you. And as a guy, like when you're with your friends, like your guy friends, it's like you don't care. Like guys are pretty simple. It's like you don't care. Like whatever you want. Like in our world, that's like surrender, and that's like we just gave you like, and we just like gave you permission to like, you
To
know,
lead.
and so it's like as a guy, it's like wow, like if with your friends and you say that, it's like wow, like he just kind of like, I mean, that's like really like almost like selfless of him to like not like care what we're doing, and like but in a relationship for a guy, when a woman's saying that, she's not asking because she wants to choose. She's wanting you to lead, and she's wanting you to take that masculine role and lead her so she can rest in her feminine. She's wanting to rest under you. She's wanting you to pick. She doesn't want to pick. That's why she's asked you. And so I learned that, and that's I think. I mean, I'm not perfect. Of course, I'm sure I make plenty of mistakes. Could ask Evelina. But I definitely feel like that's definitely, I don't know, it's what we're called to do. And so once I changed that, it seemed like things changed a lot for the better because like you're leaning in, like it's a choice, like you're leaning into like that masculinity. You're leading, you're being a man, you know. She wants to rest and she wants to be free spirit and flow and be in that full expression of feminine. How can she do that if she has to be direct and decisive and figure something out? That's your role. You're supposed to be the stability, okay, let's do this, and then you say it and you stick with it and you do it, and she just gets to rest, and then you just figure all the details out.
That's
That's what
awesome.
we're
And
called to do. So that was an example for me that I learned, and like I saw the almost like the fruit of it, and it's definitely like really good.
yeah, to piggy off what you said, Michael, I'm sorry, Jim, I'm just going real quick. Um, I just think that like the beauty and just like understanding that at like such a young age now for like young
Yes.
men is kind of what like gives you that, self stability. And I feel like understanding your partner and what she likes and like how she feels in certain moments is what really connects you like two together. Cause like sometimes with me and my girlfriend, like I used to have problems with like understanding her at first and like what she wants to do, what she likes. But like as you guys grow together, like you can see like the feminine beauty and how she's so free spirited into like wanting because like she's not difficult to deal with at all. She's like, we can do what you want to do, we can do this, but like once you actually start to understand her and you just like lead her into doing that, like she loves it. And like you can really tell that like it's just something that just lights her up because you're not only like growing as a man and taking steps into like how people are and what you view about people, like say with your like your friends, like specific friends you do specific things with because you know that they like doing that stuff with you. Like
Yeah.
that's just what it is, and that's just what I do. But like especially like with your partner and like when it comes to actually taking that lead and that step to like just guide them and just doing what you want to do and have them go along the flow, like that's what's fun to them. I don't think women are like so like biased into the point to where like, oh, I don't really like doing that or I don't like doing this. They're gonna go along with you and they're gonna like see what you have planned and they're gonna see what it's about. And I think that you taking those steps as a guy, as a man, is like it's what attracted, like it's what they like. So I just really liked what you said there, Michael, about taking the steps
That's
to leave
good.
and stuff like that.
That's so good. I
Yeah.
love it. No, that's really good. That's a good point too. It's that mystery, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
It's good.
I love it. I think you guys are gonna like the guys and the girls too, but you guys are gonna like next week. We're gonna have a guest on, and just on the topic of the book, The Superior Man. He's actually the first guy I heard it from, and then I heard Michael reading it, and I'm like, okay, well, I have to tell my boyfriend about it now because like all of the cool guys are reading this book. They're like leading these beautiful lives. So it will have him on, and then I'm sure all the guys can chime in and share the story more expansively. And then the week after that, we'll try to get a girl on who's deeply in that. That's not me or Michael. So we're getting more perspectives on the same topic because we could talk about this all day, but I would love for you guys to be exposed to new perspectives that are grounded and established and beautiful and leading lives that are reflective of the balance inside of them. So the only thing I have to share is what about people that you see that are clearly wounded or clearly operating in cycles of wounding. And you're like, well, how do I fix them? How do I help them? How do I do this and that? The only way to do that is to become more secure and establish in yourself. So say it's your sister or your brother or your mom or your dad or your aunt or your uncle. You see them operating in really deeply wounded patterns of masculine or feminine, right? The one that they're supposed to embody. And you're like, how do I help them without just being like, you need to do this, this, and this different so that your life will just be fixed and it's this easy and you could just do it like this and it won't be a problem. The only way to do that is actually live it yourself and bring yourself as an offering of an example to them, in subtle but beautiful ways, because when it emanates out of you, out of subtle things like a girl not making the plans and a girl, me as a girl, allowing the guy to make the plan. When it flows like that, the people around you will notice. And they notice that dynamic because people always talk about the wounded dynamic all in society, on the news, in your local circles, in gossip circles, about women taking the lead and men not following. And that's what the stereotypes are created out of. So how do we turn that stereotypes is by being subtle examples. It's not by being like, do this and this and this, and this is how you get fixed. And that was just a recent example that came up of someone pointing out like there's a pattern in this person that's clearly wounded feminine. And like I wish I could help them, but the best way for me to be an example to show them how to do better and how to live better and just like not live in fear, not live in a victim mindset, not have to do everything for yourself and feel like the world is out there out to get you, which is what it feels like when you're a woman, a female, and you're wounded feminine. It's by bringing healthy masculine men into my circle. It's by having an example of a healthy masculine man in my circle. It's not by going and fixing that girl's problems because that's me operating in my wounded feminine. And I'm repeating the problem to her as I'm trying to fix her. Instead, if I relax and live in my own space and have healthy masculine men sustaining that container around me, whether like my brother, my dad, some of my uncles, my boyfriend, having that healthy, secure masculine around me helps me be an example to other females around me who are also needing that example, or to the example to believe that it's possible. Because it's like when you tell these things to some people who've been living in that wounded pattern forever, they will often say it's just too good to be true. Like maybe in some other life, but it's not for me. Like it's just not possible in this world. But when you set your eyes on that vision being possible, it's so freaking possible and you can do it. And that's all I have to say. That was my example. Thank
So
you guys
good.
for listening to all of that.
That was fantastic, Gemma.
Thank you, Frankie.
Come on, that was so good. Does anyone have any thoughts they want to share?
Dude, just 3 pages of journal notes.
Come on.
Dude, I got so many good tidbits of info. Like, look at this.
Oh my God, man.
This guy's taking notes. This is a wellness
Notes,
maverick right here.
stuff.
I love
Yeah,
it.
Gemma, this was one of my favorite calls so far. Really
Come on.
enjoyed it. I really did. That's no cap, dude.
Yeah.
That's no
Come
cap, man.
on. Let's
because and
go.
just everyone else is like input. I just think what really stuck out for me was in order to have a result outwardly, you have to work inwardly.
Oh my
You
goodness.
have to be sovereign first,
Mhm.
and you're gonna see results, right? That was the biggest thing that stuck out for me.
So good.
I really love that list too of the
Yeah.
divine feminine and divine masculine
Michael,
things.
you
Just
should
to
share your
visualize
list
that,
and
I'd
I'll
love
share
that.
mine on the chat so they can get
Yeah, I should. Let me figure out how to do that real quick. Yeah. I'll send it to the group. I'll send it to chat after.
I want to add something too. I
Yes.
think um also alongside like femininity and masculinity, like all of it is sourced, from our creator God. And so he knows true femininity and true masculinity the most, and the closer that we are to him, the closer we get to like actually accessing and becoming that feminine side for women and then that masculine side for men, because he created it. He's that's where it originated from. And so it's like, where do we find our identity? Where do we look and receive that from? And when it is from the creator, we know that we're a son, we know that we're a daughter. And yeah, and we get to live out of that place. And I think it just even begins to flow, and it becomes less of like a works thing, and it just like begins to flow out of us naturally.
That's really
So
good.
good.
Yeah, I think that reflects exactly to what Frankie said. When you have sovereignty, I love that word because that's a very deep concept. But when you are
Yeah.
your soul gets into alignment with your creator, with your understanding of what your purpose is, all these things that you want to do, you want to accomplish, you see this vision, you're like, I must accomplish this in my lifetime. This is my contribution as a human being. When that soul comes into alignment, your internal sovereignty comes into alignment, the reality around you starts to reflect it. And it takes time. It's like little actions, like literally, like what Michael said. You said, I'm sure I make mistakes all the time, but it's the intent of having a plan as a man. That's the intent
Right.
of having that plan and knowing that that's your immediate action is I'm always going to have a plan. That's you deeply ingraining the value of secure masculinity within you. And it immediately checks all the women around you into their feminine because they can't be masculine right next to a masculine man. It just doesn't work, you know? And so
It's
it's these
true.
little actions that put us into that deeper flow of like the rhythm actually becomes human material matter in our everyday life.
Wow, that's so good.
That's amazing.
Thanks so much
I'm
for that contribution.
I'm texting all this to the chat right now. Are you guys either in the Instagram chat or in the other chat?
Yeah, the one on messages.
Messages perfect.
Everyone's on the one. I just sent it to the one on messages.
Oh,
Perfect.
awesome.
I think everyone's in that one. I'll just leave it there.
I'll transcribe my vision board onto the onto the messages chat.
Is this the
So
superior
cool.
man,
Wow.
Michael?
What'd you say?
Is this the superior man?
This
one
is, yeah, that
sensor?
was a couple of it's like a very broad,
Awesome.
like it's not very like in depth, but it's like yeah, it's like some bullet points.
Awesome.
Wow. Thanks for coming on, everybody. That was so
Of
good.
course.
What a good call, dude. Like when I saw
That's
the
great.
topic, I was really stoked. This was awesome.
Let's go. Wow. Well, we'll all be in Boise July 18th,
Dude.
and then we'll be in Fairfield the night of the 18th until the 22nd. So more details will come soon, but we're excited to do this in person. And thanks for hopping on the calls every week to all
Of
y'all.
course.
Can't wait.
Are we gonna
coming soon.
caravan from Boise?
Yeah, most
Okay.
likely. Yeah,
Okay.
because I'm going to be there a couple days before anyways. So we should actually
Okay.
hang out if I'm free before then too.
Totally.
Um,
Yeah, just let me know when you're in town.
Yeah, I have family friends in the area, so I'm going to Boise first, and then
Sick.
from there, everyone will fly in or drive in, and then we'll all meet in Fairfield. It's gonna be so fun. We've got
We gotta
like
get-
Gem and I spent like an hour on the phone today, like ironing out some details. We got some really fun stuff planned for each day. Like we've really put some I'm actually like I'm pretty excited. We put some real thought into it to each like what we'll be doing throughout the days, like activities and things. And I think you guys are gonna be I think y'all are really gonna enjoy it. I'm really looking forward to it.
The thing is, if Michael and I are gonna enjoy it, y'all are gonna enjoy it too. Like, because that's the foundation of Wellness Mavericks. Like, if we're having a good time, all our friends are gonna have a good time too. That's just
It's gonna be so fun. We're gonna have good food, good conversation, good
Dude, I'm
views.
excited, bro.
We're all gonna become
Good time.
really closer friends, I think.
I think.
Oh,
Well,
for
I was
sure.
actually telling. Maybe
Yeah.
it was Gemma, or I don't know who it was. Maybe it was Evelina. I was talking about how we haven't even met Frankie, but I feel so. I feel like I know you. Like I feel like I know you so well.
you met.
And I'm excited
Well, you guys were at the same table when we were talking.
Right. No.
You were at the
so
table with Christian?
with
Yeah.
Christian Resume, yeah.
Where?
I don't know. I was sitting like right next to him. I think maybe not.
No, yeah. I wish I literally have a video in my brain of that moment of all of us sitting at the table, and I'm like, this
So
is
I guess we have seen each other, but we haven't actually met yet. But
Dude, I don't remember. I feel bad. Like I did.
I can vaguely
don't know.
remember.
Bro,
But I
how
feel
do
like
you
that's.
forget a beautiful face like Michael's, Frankie?
That's
Come
what
on.
I'm saying, dude. I'm like, when did I see
I had
him?
a
Maybe I was
I had a
just so
mustache thing. So
struck in awe that I just completely forgot.
no,
I thought I was
I
dreaming.
mean, genuinely, I feel like I remember you a little bit. But anywho, when Gem and I met, that was like crazy moment. We were like, yo,
Ah.
we were talking about raw milk, probably first
Paul
like 45
Saladino.
seconds.
Raw milk, bro.
Yeah.
Beefer?
Yeah, we
Raw
got
milk.
deep real quick. We got deep really
Hit the
fast. And then
founding
next thing you know,
principles.
I remember when I met Gemma. It was at leadership.
Yeah, it was the same place.
That was fun.
That was
yeah, it was the same place, bro.
yeah. I almost
What?
didn't get your contact.
In Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Nashville.
Yeah, bro.
Wow.
That was
I
such
had
a
both
wild
of your
trip.
contacts on my phone, and neither of you connected. Crazy.
I'm starting to
That's
think Michael
crazy.
wasn't there.
That's crazy. Dude, imagine we never met and we weren't Mel's Mavericks. That'd be sad. That'd be so
Dude.
sad.
It was bound to happen.
Is that divine feminine, dude? Gemma connected all of us together.
Literally.
Connection.
So wild. Anywho, wow. Well,
I
I'm
love that.
grateful that this is happening and we're all together. So, anywho, thanks for hopping on, everybody. I love y'all. Y'all are great.
Love you guys.
Appreciate you, man.
Bye, guys.
All right.
All right.
Take care.
Bye. Have a good
Love
one.
you all.
Have a good night.